affinity or interest in firearms as our American cousins. Whether that's a good thing or a bad.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. We're going to be checking out a video titled UK Gun Laws Explained. Quite interesting because I thought, guns were just entirely banned in the UK. I thought that was the case, but obviously if they're saying gun laws with the S, it's got to be more than one gun laws. So maybe you actually could carry a firearm around in the UK. But how's that even possible? I don't get it. I just always had this thought that the UK does not have guns. That's what I've always thought. But either ways, yeah, let's learn something about the UK gun laws today. Thank you guys for watching this video. Please do like and subscribe. And if you have any recommendations, leave those in the comment section down below and I'll check those out as soon as possible. Without further ado, let's get right to this video.
Welcome to Adam Explains, where I break down tough topics and give you the facts. Before we begin, if I could take this time to request that you like, comment and subscribe if you enjoy this video. But without further ado, let's get into it. Guns are heavily restricted in the UK, but contrary to what many people believe, including many Brits, owning a firearm is not illegal. On average, Britain has 6.5 guns per 100 people, compared to the USA, which has 101 guns per 100 people.
I know I'm not supposed to laugh about this, but the humor here is so real, and you have to understand that's humor. I'm very sure that's not accurate statistics because a lot of Americans do not possess a firearm. However, a lot of Americans possess multiple firearms. I've been around people, and I'm not going to say who, because why would I? Anyways, I've been around Americans that I am very close. Why am I saying all these details? Okay, listen, some Americans have multiple firearms, okay? And I'm talking legally, like legal firearms. I'm not talking some crook shit, running around stealing and all that. I'm not talking that crook shit. I'm talking about legal firearms. A lot of Americans have multiple firearms, for crying out loud. Like, there's literally an American channel, and I'm sorry for putting him in this video, but I used to watch his content extremely, a lot when I was younger, and he's from Texas, and he just straight up just shows off all his guns and just target practice every day. Like, literally, American gun culture is like really insane. I'm sorry, I know you guys are gonna hate this, but I'm sorry, I just had to say it.
According to the Small Arms Survey, unlike the Americans with the Second Amendment, gun ownership in the UK is a privilege, not a right. Whether or not this is the right approach is not up for debate in this video, but feel free to discuss it at length in the comments section. Firearms control in the UK is among the toughest in the world, and firearms offences continue to make up less than 0.2% of recorded crime. As you would expect, with such low gun ownership, gun-related deaths are incredibly rare. According to the Geneva Declaration of Armed Violence and Development, it stands at 1 death per million people per year. The UK population is around about 56 million people, and that only adds up to around 50 to 60 gun homicides annually. The rules around gun ownership can vary depending on where you are in the UK, particularly in Northern Ireland, where due to the Good Friday Agreement the laws are much less restrictive and over 5% of the population own a firearm, though these gun owners are not permitted to transport their weapons to mainland Britain. So who, in general, can obtain a firearm? To possess or purchase a firearm, an individual in the UK must be assessed as not posing a threat to public safety by the police, who act as the licensing authority. In addition, the individual must have a good reason to own a firearm and be able to demonstrate to the licensing authority that they require their firearm for work, sport or leisure on a regular...
Yeah, this is why I always say I love guns, but every time I say I love guns, people get mad at me. That's the only reason why I like it, for sport. Right, and that's it. I don't know why I always get, like, I've seen so many comments. Oh my gosh, I can't believe this guy said he loves guns. Ugh. And I was like, no, I don't like. It's not for like. I hate that, but no, for real. I think this is the only purpose for a firearm. Even hunting, like, to a degree, guns are not necessary for hunting. Yes, they're way more accurate, but you can use a lot of other methods to actually hunt. So guns are not definitely necessary for hunting, but I do agree that guns should only be issued for work, sport, leisure. What do you mean by leisure though? Because some people could define their leisure a little bit different. But either way, it's leisure on a regular legitimate basis. I was literally looking at legitimate basis as one word. I was like, what word that is? I'm sorry.
Regular legitimate basis, such as being a member of a target shooting club. The reason the police are the licensing authority is because they possess local information that helps inform their judgment, and discretion over what constitutes a good reason is often left up to chief officers. To own a firearm in the UK, a person must undergo a strict vetting procedure which includes interviews, visits to the person's property, criminal record checks, and references from friends. In addition, the applicant's GP may be contacted. Once a firearm licence is issued and paid for, the licensed individual must store their gun securely to avoid access by any unlicensed person. What firearms may be licensed in the UK? Unless declared specially dangerous by the Firearms Dangerous Air Weapons Rules of 1969, low-powered air weapons are generally not licensed in England and Wales. That means that if you purchase one of these, you do not require a licence in order to possess it. It is often said that handguns are outright banned, which is not strictly true. An individual may own long-barreled revolvers and long-barreled pistols, which are defined with a barrel of at least 30 centimetres in length, and that the firearm is at least 60 centimetres long. Long-barreled single-shot firearms of any caliber and semi-automatic pistols of .22 rimfire caliber are permitted with a firearm certificate. Those that do not meet these criteria would be considered a pistol in UK law and are effectively banned, with the exception of muzzle-loading pistols, including muzzle-loading revolvers, which are permitted as long as they meet the criteria set forth in the regulations.
That's interesting.
All of the pistols are prohibited in Great Britain. Shotguns are legal on a shotgun certificate as long as they can't hold more than 3 shotgun shells, including the one in the chamber, if it's a pump action or semi-automatic shotgun. However, shotguns with a detachable magazine or larger fixed magazine are still permitted, but you'll have to obtain a Section 1 firearm certificate. Rifles are also permitted. These are defined by UK law as a rifled firearm with a barrel longer than 30 centimetres or 12 inches, and a total length of the rifle must be longer than 60 centimetres or 20 feet.
I can't lie. These specifications are killing me. Like, when I'm now here, I'm rationalizing and I'm like, man, all these different specifications in the United States, you can just go pick this up. You can just go get this. Like, it's not that hard to actually get access to one of these in the United States. It's absolutely not hard. Like, even in Finland, I've actually seen these rifles in stores, and I've been like, yo, what? Like, I've always said it, Finland reminds me of mini America. But the reality is that this is very much accessible, easier in the US than it is in Finland. Way more accessible. By far.
4 inches, and it must also not fall under the classification of a long barrel revolver or pistol. Rifles are permitted in any caliber size as long as it doesn't meet the definition of self-loading or pump action. Semi-automatic or pump action rifles are only permitted at a .22 rimfire caliber. What might surprise you is that under UK law, it is legal for you to own the following weaponry, with the correct licensing of course. The M&P 1522, which is based on the AR-15, H&K 416, semi-automatic .22 rimfire caliber MP5, Ruger 1022, Beretta ARX 160, and you can even own an Uzi as long as it's a .22 rimfire caliber. So
the Uzi? I'm sorry. I don't know why I did that. I hate that I did that because I'm gonna just get a lot of hate. Yeah, I'm not some sicko, okay? Like, I'm not. I'm just a chill guy who is just, I know how the Uzi fires. Like, it's like one of the, highest rate of fire weapons that I know exist. But it's wild that you can own
and
these.
You can even own an Uzi.
Like, that's crazy. What? Dang, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Uzi as long as it's a .22 rimfire caliber. So next time someone says that the UK banned guns, we didn't, but we do strongly restrict and control who can own firearms and what firearms can be owned. And generally speaking, culturally, we don't have the same affinity or interest in firearms as our American cousins. Whether that's a good thing or a bad
That statement, I've said it quite a few times, and I just know I'm gonna get some harsh comments about it. You know, I know.
bad thing, I'll leave up to you. So let me know in the comments your thoughts on the UK's approach to gun laws. I'd love to hear it. Does it shock you? Does it concern you? Let me know. Thanks.
Actually shocks me, but in a good way, and I don't want to say that statement ever again. I don't want to say it again, but I'm gonna say it again. As a guy that loves guns, okay? As a guy that loves guns, I think that this is the way how it should be handled, where only certain people are permitted to have weapons, because the reality is a lot of people do not have guns in the United States or anywhere else in this world for defense. They have it for offense. So if they feel offended, they consider it as them defending themselves. If somebody's doing something they don't like, they consider it as defending themselves, when in reality, defense only comes in when you're being attacked, right? So most people are using weapons offensively, in my humble opinion. If you're not doing some criminal activity, which criminal activities is offensive, right? If you're not like trying to protect your family from some criminal activities, which rarely happens, because most of the time criminals are not going to try to go out in a shootout with nobody. That's just stupid, right? But if you're not in that situation, more than likely you really don't need a weapon, right? A firearm. For the people who love guns, target practice, all these, fun stuff with the guns and so on and so forth. I think they shouldn't have a problem with this, because you'd be able to get it, right? But definitely, I'm not obsessed with gun guy. What? I'm not obsessed with guns. Okay. I just, when I was younger, military was a big thing in my life. So that's about it. But thank you guys for watching this video. Please do not roast me too harshly. Let me know your thoughts and feedbacks about the gun laws. Do you think this is the way it should be, or do you think it should be a total X and just get it out of here? No guns at all. But I told you my perspective. Let me know yours in the comment section down below. Thank you for watching this video. I'm out of here. Peace.